You are 8 years old the first time someone tells you that boys from your family do not cry. You are standing in a cold wrestling room with bare feet, red ears, and a mouthful of blood from biting your own lip. Across from you, another boy is breathing hard. Behind you, grown men watch without smiling. Nobody is cruel. That is what makes it confusing. They are proud of you. They are teaching you. They are building something inside you that they call discipline. But all you understand is that if you quit, every face in the room will remember. Years later, millions of people will know your name. They will call you a monster, a machine, a wolf, a future champion. They will watch you walk into a cage under bright lights and think you were born fearless. They will be wrong. You were not born fearless. You were trained to hide fear so well that even you forgot where it lived. Your childhood begins with stories before it begins with sport. Stories about mountains, stories about old wars, stories about families that survived by becoming harder than the world around them. You are too young to understand history, but you understand tone. When adults speak about home, their voices change. Chechnya is not just a place in your family. It is memory. It is pride. It is grief that sits at the dinner table even when nobody says its name. Your father tells you that a man must be useful. Your uncle tells you that respect is earned with discipline. Your mother tells you to stay humble, pray, study, and come home before dark. Everyone gives different advice, but all of it points in the same direction. Do not become weak. Do not embarrass the family. Do not forget where you come from. You carry those rules before you are strong enough to carry a school bag properly. The gym is small, ugly, and always too hot or too cold. The mats smell like sweat, old rubber, and disinfectant. The windows fog in winter. The walls are covered with photos of men who never smile in pictures. At first, you think training is a game. You roll, fall, laugh, and chase older boys around the room. Then the game becomes routine. Then routine becomes expectation. You train after school. You train when your friends play outside. You train when your body is tired. You train when you are angry. You train when you are scared. The coach never says much. He only points at the mat. Again, again, again. You learn that pain has levels. Some pain means stop. Some pain means breathe. Some pain means everyone is watching, so you keep moving. That lesson will make you dangerous. It will also make you lonely. When your family moves, nobody calls it escape. Adults use softer words. Opportunity, work, future, safety. But children hear what adults avoid. You hear your mother crying quietly while folding clothes. You hear your father making phone calls in the hallway. You see documents spread across the kitchen table. You watch relatives hug too long at the airport. In the new country, everything feels slightly wrong. The streets are cleaner. The language moves too fast. Teachers mispronounce your name. Other kids ask where you are really from. You learn to answer without explaining too much. At home, you are told to remember your roots. Outside, you are reminded that your roots make you different. So the gym becomes the one place where difference is useful. On the mat, accents do not matter. Passports do not matter. Money does not matter. Only pressure matters. And pressure is something you already understand. By 13, people start describing you before they know you. Intense, quiet, scary, different. You do not try to scare anyone. You simply do not know how to be casual. Other boys joke before matches. You stare at the floor. Other boys celebrate loudly. You look for your coach's face. If he nods once, the win counts. If he says nothing, you know what that means. Not enough. The first time you lose, it feels bigger than sport. You sit in the changing room with your shoes untied and your ears burning. Nobody hits you. Nobody insults you. That would be easier. Instead, your father sits beside you and says quietly, "Now you know." You ask, "Know what?" He says, "How much work is left?" That sentence follows you for years. After every win, after every injury, after every video clip that makes strangers call you special. There is always more work left. You do not discover the UFC as a dream. You discover it as a screen in the corner of a gym. Men from everywhere walking into one cage, flags, music, bright lights, crowds screaming for people they have never met. At first, it looks impossible. Then it looks close. Then it starts to feel like the only future people will accept from you. Local tournaments become amateur fights. Amateur fights become small professional shows. Small shows become clips online. Every time you win fast, your phone gets louder. Comments appear in languages you barely read. Chechen fans claim you. MMA fans debate you. Strangers argue about your future as if your life is already public property. Before you have money, before you have a manager, before you have a visa interview, people are already saying the same sentence. He has to make it to the UFC. Nobody asks if you want that pressure. They only ask when it will happen. The body keeps score before the world does. Your knees ache in the morning. Your neck is stiff before breakfast. Your hands shake after hard sparring. You learn to hide injuries because injured fighters get replaced. You learn to smile for photos when your ribs hurt. You learn that hunger can become part of training. Weight cuts turn your thoughts slow and your temper sharp. You sit in hotel rooms, wrapped in towels, staring at bottles of water you are not allowed to drink yet. People online call it discipline. They do not see your mother watching your face during video calls. She says you look tired. You say you are fine. She says you always say that. For the first time, her voice does not sound proud. It sounds afraid. That bothers you more than any opponent. Because your whole life you were taught that fear is something you defeat. Now you realize fear can also be love wearing a different face. When the offer finally comes, nobody in the room breathes normally. Your manager reads the message twice. Your coach looks away so you cannot see his expression. Your father says nothing. Your mother covers her mouth. The biggest MMA promotion in the world wants you. For years, this was the dream. Now that it is real, it feels like a door closing behind you. Because signing the contract does not make you free. It makes you visible. Now every mistake has cameras. Every sentence becomes a headline. Every weigh-in becomes judgment. Every opponent becomes a test of your bloodline, your country, your religion, your family, your manhood, and your future. You are no longer just a fighter. You are a symbol. And symbols are heavy because people keep putting things on them. Pride, anger, hope, revenge, expectation. None of it fits inside one human body, but you have to carry it anyway. Fight week is not 1 week. It is your entire life compressed into 5 days. The airport, the hotel, the camera crews, the medical checks. The interviews where reporters ask simple questions that have no simple answers. What does this mean for your people? Are you scared? Do you think your opponent can survive your pressure? You know what they want. They want the cold line, tell of the viral threat, the clip that makes fans share your face. So you give them something short, something hard, something that sounds fearless. The internet loves it. Your coach does not. Later in the elevator, he says, "Do not let them make you a character." You laugh because it is too late. The character already exists. He has your face. He has your accent. He has your walk. He just does not have your doubts. Your opponent is not a villain. That disappoints the internet. Fans want simple stories. They want the savage against the loudmouth, the immigrant against the hometown hero, the quiet pressure fighter against the man who promises to expose him. Promoters understand this. Editors understand this. The cameras understand this. So every normal detail gets sharpened into drama. Your opponent says he has never felt pressure like yours. People clip the sentence. You say he has never met someone from your world. People clip that too. By the end of the day, strangers are not discussing a sport anymore. They are discussing pride. They are discussing countries. They are discussing manhood. They are discussing what kind of person deserves to be feared. You watch the clips alone in your hotel room and feel something ugly growing around the fight. Not fear, something heavier, responsibility mixed with anger, the kind of pressure that makes a young man forget he is allowed to be careful. Your coach takes the phone from your hand. He says, "Win the fight, do not win the comments." You want to laugh, but you know he is right. The comments do not have to wake up in your body tomorrow. You do. The scale is the strangest opponent. It does not punch. It does not talk. It only waits. For weeks, your world has become smaller and smaller. Smaller meals, smaller sips, smaller conversations, smaller patience. Your body, the same body everyone praises, starts feeling like a stubborn animal you are trying to drag across a line. At the official weigh-in, the room is quiet in a way arenas never are. There are cameras, officials, Towels, numbers, and eyes. You step forward. For 1 second, every sacrifice becomes a digital reading. If the number is wrong, the story changes. If the number is right, nobody remembers the suffering. The official announces the wait. You made it. People clap, your coach exhales, you step down and drink water slowly because even relief has to be controlled. That night, food returns to your body, but peace does not. The fight is still waiting, and now there are no more rituals left to hide behind. The locker room before a fight is quieter than people imagine. No movie music, no speeches that fix everything. Just tape, breath, footsteps, and the dull thud of the crowd through concrete walls. Your coach rubs Vaseline near your eyebrows. Your gloves are checked. Your mouthguard is ready. Someone tells you it is time. The hallway is narrow. The lights ahead are too bright. For a few seconds, before the cameras find you, you are still just a person, a son, a brother. A tired young man who remembers the cold wrestling room, the airport goodbye, the mispronounced name, the hotel thirst, the silent nod from his coach. Then the doors open. The crowd hits you like weather. People scream your name. Some love you. Some hate you. Most do not know you. They know the idea of you. You walk anyway. Not because you are fearless, because by now walking forward is the only language your body speaks. The cage door closes with a small sound. It should not sound important, but it does. Across from you is another man with his own childhood, his own pressure, his own reasons for not stepping backward. That is the part fans forget. Nobody reaches this level empty. Everyone brings ghosts. The referee speaks. You nod, your opponent nods. The fight begins. The first exchange is chaos, but inside it you find the old room again. Breath, pressure, balance. Again, again, again. Your body remembers thousands of hours that nobody watched. The mat remembers every version of you that wanted to quit. The crowd disappears. For a moment there is no country, no internet, no family name, no headline, only work. And then the fight is over. Your hand is raised. The arena shakes. People call it destiny. People call it dominance. People call it the beginning of a new era. But while they shout, you look through the lights for your coach. He nods once. This time, it is enough. Victory changes less than people think. The next morning, your body hurts. Your phone will not stop. Your name trends in countries you have never visited. Relatives send prayers. Fans send edits. Strangers send demands. Fight someone bigger. Fight someone better. Move up. Defend the belt. Be more active. Talk more. Talk less. Represent us. Destroy them. Be humble. Be ruthless. Be perfect. You sit on the edge of the hotel bed and realize the cage was not the smallest place you have ever been. Expectation is smaller. It leaves less room to breathe. Your mother calls. This time, when she asks if you are tired, you do not lie immediately. You say, yes. There is silence. Then she says, come home when you can. For the first time in years, home sounds bigger than winning. So what if you were born to become a Chechen UFC fighter? People would see the walkout, the gloves, the flag, the stare, the pressure, the win. They would see the part that looks simple from a distance. They would not see the child learning not to cry. They would not see the immigrant learning to answer questions about where he belongs. They would not see the mother counting bruises through a phone screen. They would not see the years when discipline felt exactly like loneliness. They would call you fearless because that is easier than understanding you. But the truth is, you were never fearless. You were afraid of failing your family, afraid of wasting sacrifice, afraid of becoming a symbol so large there was no person left inside it. And in the end, the hardest fight was not inside the cage. It was learning that strength is not the same as silence, and that even a fighter built by pressure still has to decide who he is when nobody is watching.